Hey, my lovers and friends, it's your girl Tiffany Rochelle here, the people's cheerleader, and I am about to volunteer you to do something. I know you're probably wondering, what am I about to volunteer you for? Well, this is what I need for you to do. I need you to like and subscribe to this show and this channel. So if you will, go ahead and minimize the screen and hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn those notifications on, because that's important for you to be able to stay connected with me and the community. So like this show, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you stay tuning in. I also need for you to make sure that you share this show with somebody. You never know whose life you're going to be impacting by sharing this with someone. So show me that sharing is caring in your life and share this show with someone. So I'm going to stop talking right now so we can get to my amazing VIP that's here with me on tonight. Here we grow.
Hi, Tiffany.
How you feeling?
Good. A little tired. I'm in my third trimester. How are you?
Oh, you're ready to pop.
I am. 2 months, 30 weeks. So, yeah.
Anything you know what you're having?
Yeah, a girl.
Oh, really? Is this first or you got more?
Third. Third. Yeah. So I'm excited. Actually, it's the most exciting for me. I feel like all the noise of the first two are like the worries, because, yeah. How about you? How are you, Tiffany?
Yeah, I'm thankful. I am not going to complain. It is another exciting day on top of the dirt. So I kind of can't fuss and complain. I got some stuff I could be grateful for. I got some stuff I can complain about. Which one I'm going to do?
Right,
I'm going to choose to be grateful and thankful.
Yeah. It can happen simultaneously, right? Like living in both spaces and finding the focus again on what works.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Talk to me. Tell me about you.
So yeah, I was looking at your podcast topics. I love, like, there's a lot of mindset, women's, and I'm an integrative women's health physician, but not but I'm really focusing on holism and how we can connect the mind, body, spirit. And yeah, just basically empowering women to go above the survival and thrive in all areas of their life. So my brand and wellness center is called Thrive Life Center. I'm based in Tucson. But I'm trying to go more online to, have a bigger impact on the global community. So yeah, I always love speaking around women's health, the mindset, the physical, and the spiritual aspects too. So that's me in a nutshell.
Gotcha. What is it that you think that we can do to connect the three that you made reference to: mind, body, and spirit?
Yeah, there's so many things. I feel like with women, it could be like physical oriented first, like hormones. It could be about menopause, birthing, or it could be like mindset, but connected to all, like, kind of getting over and breaking the cycle of the drama triangle, like the victim consciousness and how that shows up in mind, body, spirit. So those are like my two top ones that I think can really handle the root causes. And those are deep enough, and then I love talking about, how some women love, there's a very tangible takeaway, like, oh, what herb, what supplement, kind of the very easy things. So I can throw in that too. But generally I love going from like patterns around hormones, then patterns around psychology and how it spills over everything.
Okay, understood. What is something that we could do immediately if it's something dealing with the hormones? What's something that we could do immediately that could help us?
Number one, I think it's the awareness of how much we might not be actually living in alignment with our cyclical nature.
Okay.
that we are seasonal. We have winter, spring, summer, fall, and that is also connected to the lunar cycle.
Okay.
That is connected to our hormonal cycle.
Okay.
So what does that mean? Typically, it starts with, I'm in my period. You know, there's kind of like this embodiment and resistance around. That's the calling of self-care. That's the calling of pause. And then it goes to gestation. Like we resist of, I'm so tired, I'm pregnant, like I need to do more. Like, no, you are in your kind of like the fall season.
Okay.
So you're not in spring yet.
Okay.
So, and then it can be in menopause too. So we kind of resist our own nature that we can't be in harvest all the time.
So paying attention really does make a difference.
Absolutely.
Because all of our hormones and such align at different times. And it's amazing you're saying this, because my mom used to tell me that all the time. She used to pay attention to when you're on your cycle. And I'm like, duh, I'm going to, because like I don't want to be embarrassed when I go outside and something happens. And she was like, that's not what I'm meaning. And I'm like, well, I don't get what you mean. Like, what does that mean? And she was like, you got to pay attention to yourself. How are you feeling this? And I'm like, I feel like I don't want to be but when she was telling me this, in fairness, I was a little younger. So
yeah, there's definitely a delayed appreciation of that shared wisdom from the elders.
Yeah, you're absolutely, because I kid you not, I did not want to pay attention, but each cycle got different. And even though I'm regular, each one would feel different. And sometimes during my cycle, I might feel, oh my God, I'm super tired. Like, and then sometimes it might happen before, or it could happen after. And then there could be times when just a burst of energy. I only want salt. I only want sugar. I only want. So she was telling, as I got older, now what she's saying makes sense. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then my doctor started asking me those questions. And I'm like, why are you guys so nosy? Like, oh, you guys just want to know all about my stuff. Huh? This is my business. So, but it makes sense as you're saying this, because it's just like different things happen, different seasons and times, and it's not always the same. I have 3 different deodorants I use depending upon the season. So I can't use that same brand once it transitions. I'm like, and I personally don't know it until all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, yeah, this deodorant didn't hold up. Oh, must be time for me to go.
So true, so true. I totally could relate. I have different ones too. Yeah.
We have to pay attention. Us as ladies just have to pay attention. And it's crazy how, and I shouldn't use the word crazy. I keep saying I'm going to find another word in the vocabulary to use, but it's just really interesting how paying attention matters. Rather, you're paying attention to your body, paying attention to your mood, paying attention to your spouses, to your children, because you have each one. I have 3 myself, and each one of them operate differently. I've always said my children, they're grown now, 26, 25, and 21. Always said that they were different. They're my little garden. And so one might be a flower, one might be a daisy, and one might be a tulip. I can't water them all the same. And so it's just like, if I believe in corporal punishment, I want to spank all of them, but it didn't work for all of them. So I'm like, how do I get to you? And then my baby boy, he was such a fashion dude. He didn't like wearing the same shoes twice. And I'm like, oh, but if he ever cut up, and one thing he was very talkative in school, but it was once we really realized, like, oh, okay, it's not that he's acting out or anything like that. He finishes his work, never had a problem. He's always been a straight A student, always. But after he's done, all right, I'm gonna bother you. Like, he's gonna do something different. So if he starts cutting up and the teacher just couldn't, all right, can you call and tell your son to kind of like calm down? For me to get his attention, I would have to take away a pair of his shoes. And so he had uniforms when he was going to school, and he would have to wear yellow shoes, and the uniform was blue and khaki or white and blue or something like that. It was just like 2 colors that basically they had, khaki and blue at the bottom or white and blue at the top. And so to wear yellow shoes with his outfit, that bothered him. But after I found that out, I never had a problem out of him again. And so
Right.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess I'm saying all that to say paying attention matters. So once you really realize what happens, regardless to if it's your body, a person around you, that matters.
Right. And it may sound so simplistic, but there are so many cultural, corporate,
Mm-hmm.
and even spiritual undertones that we don't even know
Mm-hmm.
we're picking up as women, and
Mm-hmm.
why we are not affirmed to pay attention,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is like tied to a very linear and very patriarchal
Mm-hmm.
um framework.
Mm-hmm.
And so my objective is, it's as simple as, when you need to go to the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you listen to that. So imagine if you were that skilled to listening to your ebbs and flows,
Yeah.
and so all your needs are met, because it starts with deep listening to what are the needs that you actually need.
Mm-hmm. Mm. That's amazing. Because
Yeah.
paying attention, like you got to go to the bathroom. Like, oh, when my stomach starts bubbling, rather it's a bubble or it's like, oh, I got to go do, well, you got
Yeah.
number one and number two. Just paying attention to going to the bathroom, period. And you're just
Right.
aware of yourself. Girl, come through with the analogy.
And the hormones seem so alien and foreign to us, because
Mhm.
we kind of get through these cycles. And anyway, so
Mhm.
that's kind of the bridge that I want to connect for women.
Okay, understood.
Like,
What
yeah,
about if your cycle is over and done with? Like, we're not even dealing with cycles anymore. Like, I guess, what is it? Once you're into,
menopause,
yeah.
perimenopause. Yeah. So, I mean, we are still very much operating through that's why I was saying about the moon, how the moon affects our mood and energy
Mm-hmm.
and our hormones. So even though you're not ovulating and menstruating,
Mm-hmm.
there is still a shift in the energy, creativity, and the fatigue
Mm-hmm.
around the moon cycles. Um, and so it's still beneficial if we can approach our time and energy management, um, again, like we have 4 seasons versus it's just sunrise and sunset. That we approach it like we're planting the seed, like what you were saying, and then watering them and then harvest. And what could that mean? Like, if you're a businesswoman, you don't expect to be grinding all the time. If you're now, like, almost retiring, you can't expect to always be like gardening all the time. You need that recovery and repair, so that the body won't get into either arthritis, hot flashes, or fatigue. So this is where, the longevity comes in, and kind of the relationship around your mood too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like how you can nurture your repair.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. What do you think that we should do on a regular basis to keep ourselves in alignment? Is there anything that we could possibly do naturally that we're not having to be like in pain? Or is there anything that we could pay attention to that we don't have to, or I guess if we have to go to the doctor, that, hey, doctor, be aware, I'm very heavy, I'm very clotty, I'm very whatever it is. What should we do to make sure we're doing what we have to without having to go on medication?
Without to go on a medication.
Like
I you know
exercising, water.
Yeah, I mean, we know all that, right? Like, most of people know we need to eat right, we need to move, we need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the foundation is, we know that, we know we shouldn't smoke,
Mm-hmm.
we know we shouldn't overeat. What is getting in the way? What are the excuses
Mm-hmm.
that you have? what are you feeling like you're still a victim of?
Mm.
You know, like you can feel hopeless around, but my work is so busy, my children are so needy, my spouse won't let me go to the gym when I have the time because he wants to spend time with me. I don't have the budget to blah blah the gym. So listen to those excuses. And then how can you flip the victim consciousness to being a creator?
Okay. Okay. We're
Like,
almost back to being like to the point of paying attention.
yeah,
You have to be very attentive to what your body is saying to you.
right. And one of the common victim consciousness around who I see is, but it's in my genes.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
genetic. My
Mm-hmm.
my my cholesterol, it's in my genes.
Mm-hmm. If that's the case, I'm like, I'm one different pair of jeans. I don't like them jeans. I'm taking these ones off. I don't like it. I'm
You
childish. I'm sorry.
and that's hard, right? Sometimes it's so hard to recognize that we are handing off the responsibility to someone else,
Mm-hmm.
including your, your lineage and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, your trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's like, how can you be more responsible?
Mm-hmm.
You take
Ooh.
100% responsibility. Because if you take 100% responsibility, how can you be on a medication for a long time?
Mm-hmm.
When you're addressing the root cause, when you know you're the creator of your reality. Because what is the evidence out there? Are there people healing from cancer? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense though. Because you got to take the onus is on you to make sure that you're taking
Yeah,
care of you. So
yeah,
if we're having high blood pressure or cholesterol, whatever it is that we're doing, we may be taking medication for it. If you don't want to do that, there are some corrective actions that could possibly
right,
take place for
right,
us to make sure that we're in alignment.
right,
We're not dealing with that on a regular
right,
basis. So that
right.
this paying attention matters, don't it? Taking ownership to how you feel and what's going on
Yeah.
matters.
Yes.
Mercy.
And you can't, not you can't, but it's very foundational, like listening to that victim consciousness before you even get to what do you do, because then the doing is quite easy. Like we are already in the age of, we're beyond the age of information. All the information is out there, like what herbs, what diagnostics, what medication, what surgery, what diet, what movement. All the what's have mostly been answered. But if you get out of the way, whatever is getting in your way, and mostly it's just you.
We got to get out of our own way because we
Yeah,
will definitely create excuses. We'll come up with some kind of excuses is just a glorified lie.
right.
So it's if we get out of our own way and face the reality, like this is what it is. And sometimes that can be tough.
Right.
Sometimes that can be very aggravating to face that reality, whatever traumatic experience that you experienced. Like,
Yeah.
I just got to sit with it. You don't have to stay in that, but sit
Mm.
with that, sort through that so we can work through that and get on the other side of our healing. Man,
Yes.
this paying attention is something else.
Right. Right.
This big.
And like I think after you've recognized, I'm not saying that nobody else should take responsibility of
Right.
how you're feeling,
Mhm.
how you're feeling, hopeless around like either finances, time, relationships. But to get away from that, I think the next key is um clearly communicate now to yourself and to others without blame or judgment. What is it actually that you need?
Mhm. Mhm.
Then you really get away from the drama triangle, from
Mhm.
the trauma or victim consciousness.
Yeah. Okay.
So just clear, and I'm kind of personally deeply reflecting on this because I'm about to give birth. And how can I take responsibility and not give away my power to get the outcome and the birth that I want. And so then I have to really own, like kind of the trauma I had with how my doula, my midwife were talking to me, and that stings. And I can't say it's their fault. I I I wanted to kind of, I had the choice to not position myself around that behavior, kind of like backtracking and reverse engineering everything. And that could apply also to all your relationships. Like brick by brick, decision by decision, you always have an exit and an entry point.
That's beautiful. And
Yeah.
so what you're saying is very powerful and it's very beneficial. And these are things that we have to know about in conversations that are had. And some ladies aren't comfortable either talking to their girlfriends, family members, whoever, or they may not have the financial resources for them to get to a doctor just yet. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be their doctor's visit at all, but these are certain things that they have to be cognizant of, with mind, body, and spirit, that this is what you need to do. And if things progress or get worse, please, you need to seek some help. This is some powerful nuggets you're dropping here, Toots. No, you already. Tell me this, what is something that you would leave? What do you want the world to know coming from you? What's the nugget you would leave with women?
The beauty of the human experience and the humbling position that I have is that I am constantly reminded through other people's story, including my own, we are divinely designed to heal. Like, the moment you choose it, you are just simply wired to heal, to feel better, and to keep getting better and better and better at it.
You're designed and wired to heal.
Yeah.
And we do. Like anything that happens, we don't. I said I was gonna let you have the word, but God darn, you just sparked something within me. Now I want to. I love it. We are designed and wired to heal. Wow.
Yeah.
Rather,
Yeah.
it's either
It's in our DNA. It's in our DNA, and the human spirit. We are really made to heal, and that's why the listening part is foundational, because that the moment we know how to bridge that, then we can like get the mind, body, spirit to work kind of reflexively, like, okay, your turn. I'm getting out of the way. Listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's powerful. Doc, I appreciate you. I'm so glad we found each other. I'm so grateful for your assistant with her. It's a girl, right?
Yes, Joy. Yeah.
Let me
amazing.
tell you how persistent she is, okay? Okay. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, didn't I send you something already? Like, check your email, check your spam, check it. Something I know I sent it. It's automated. What are you saying? I worked hard to get this thing to be automated. What are you saying?
Oh my gosh, I apologize. No, it's making sure I'm happy too. And so thank you for being patient.
But in fairness, there was a glitch. So for some reason, I don't know if you actually got the link or not. So I wasn't really for sure if it came over. So I just really want, but you're phenomenal.
Beautiful. All right. Well, it was a pleasure, Tiffany.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a smooth and wonderful delivery.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Grace and peace, dear.
Hey y'all, it's Tiffany Rochelle here, and I have a few offers just for you. The first one is my book, and it's called I Choose Me. Now, I have had to fight in some type of way or another, but the best fight that I fought is the battle of me. The old me versus the emerging me. Now, the old me always threw some good punches, but the emerging me knew how to stick and move because I learned the art of endurance. I try to hold hate with love, and you tell me who is strong. The second offer is a workbook I have called Goal Digger. Now, there are about 47 activities that we will go through so that you will be able to crush some of your goals for your life. You purchasing this book is one of the first of many steps to bettering your life. Lastly, I have a course on forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't just a nice thing to do. It can also be a powerful tool to bring marvelous change in your life. In this course, you'll learn how to effectively use the skills of forgiveness to help you lead a more peaceful and satisfying life. So, today, unleash the power of forgiveness to create a more meaningful life. Next, I want you to learn that it is okay for you to choose you. And lastly, develop a mindset to see and crush some of your goals. Looking so forward to growing with you. I'm excited for you and your growth. Grace and peace.